In a small, peaceful village, there was a child known for his mischievous antics. This was not an ordinary village, and he was certainly not an ordinary child. Every corner of this quaint little hamlet was filled with stories of his misadventures. Every morning, as the sun peeked over the horizon, casting its golden glow on the sleepy village, the child would begin his day's work. He would sneak into the bustling marketplace, his eyes sparkling with mischief. With nimble fingers, he'd snatch the ripest fruits from the stalls, leaving the vendors scratching their heads in bewilderment. But the child's antics were not limited to the marketplace. Oh no, he was an equal opportunity prankster. He would make faces at the village elders as they sat under the ancient banyan tree, sharing tales of their youth. Their stern faces would crumple into frowns, shaking their heads in disapproval. Yet, the child's laughter would echo through the village, a symbol of his unquenchable spirit. Even the serene village gatherings were not immune to his pranks. Amid the harmonious melody of folk tunes and the rhythmic beat of the drums, the child would cause a ruckus, disrupting the tranquility. The villagers would sigh, their frustration evident. They would plead with him, their voices filled with desperation, hoping he would mend his ways. But their pleas fell on deaf ears. The child, with his heart full of joy and a mind brimming with mischief, continued his antics. He reveled in the chaos he created, his laughter a constant melody in the village's symphony. Each day was a new adventure, each prank a new story. Despite the villagers' pleas, the child continued his mischiefs, unaware of the consequences that awaited him. He was a whirlwind of energy, a beacon of mischief in the peaceful village. His story was just beginning, and the village held its breath, waiting for the next chapter in the tale of the mischievous child. One day, the child's mischief led him to a dangerous adventure. In a small village on the edge of the woods, there was a forbidden forest, a place the villagers warned against exploring. The tales of the hidden dangers that lurked within its shadowy depths were enough to keep most away. However, our mischievous child, always seeking the thrill of the unknown, decided to defy these warnings. With a heart full of curiosity and a mind buzzing with excitement, the child stepped into the forbidden forest. The rustling leaves, the eerie silence, the strange shadows all added fuel to his adventurous spirit. But as he ventured deeper into the forest, the thrill of adventure gave way to a creeping sense of fear. Suddenly, he encountered a ferocious bear, its menacing growl echoing through the silent forest. The child's heart pounded in his chest as he looked into the bear's fierce eyes. His legs turned to jelly, and for the first time, the child felt the sting of real fear. He now understood why the villagers had warned him. The forest was not a playground, but a place where danger lurked behind every tree and beneath every leaf. At that moment, he was filled with regret. He wished he had listened to the villagers, wished he had not let his curiosity get the better of him. He thought about his comfortable home, his friends in the village, and how he had taken it all for granted. He felt a pang of guilt for all the times he had troubled the villagers with his mischief. The child's misadventure had put him in a perilous situation, and he had no idea how to escape. As he stood there, frozen in fear, he realized that sometimes adventure comes with a price, and sometimes that price can be too high to pay. The child's misadventure was a painful reminder of the importance of heeding advice and understanding the consequences of one's actions. In the face of danger, the child finally understood the consequences of his actions. As his cries echoed through the village, it wasn't long before the villagers, alarmed by the distress, sprang into action. They hurried towards the child, their hearts filled with worry. With a collective effort, they managed to scare away the bear, their faces mirroring the child's relief. The child, overwhelmed by the seriousness of his situation, felt a pang of remorse. His playful pranks no longer seemed amusing. With teary eyes, he turned to the villagers, his voice shaking as he sincerely apologized for his past mischief. He made a solemn promise, right then and there, to behave better in the future. The villagers sighed with relief, their furrowed brows finally smoothing out. They saw a change in the child, a newfound maturity that promised better days ahead. And so, the mischievous child learned a valuable lesson that day. Mischief might seem fun, but it can lead to dangerous consequences.